This is Dan Davies from AbleLink Smart Living Technologies with another 4-minute tutorial on AbleLink WayFinder. Today we are going to look at some of the general settings in WayFinder. To do that, we'll start by showing you WayFinder. So let me get that up on the screen for you. I've got an Android phone here I'm using, so I'll tap the WayFinder icon. Initially, I'll see the splash screen and hear the introductory audio, and then it'll show me my routes.
Welcome to WayFinder. Tap on the picture that matches the trip you want to take.
You'll see I have 5 routes on my screen right now. So I'm going to go into settings by tapping and holding this little eye with the circle on it for about 5 seconds. You hear an initial sound when you get the icon, and then after 5 seconds you'll get a tone, and then it'll open up into the general settings by default. I'm going to work from the bottom up actually here. So let's take a look at the name field. The name field is used to just enter a name to identify this WayFinder user. Any notifications that are sent out via email or text include that name in it so you can identify who the email or text came from. The next item, tap and hold time, indicates how many seconds to tap and hold the route icon or the settings icon to open them up and get into this part of the program. You can actually set that down to 0, and that's the default on the new WayFinder. And now when you click that button, it just takes you immediately into settings. It is useful to leave it at that setting when you're building routes and working with the device and setting it up for an individual. And then once the routes are set, you can change that tap and hold time to 3, 4, or 5 seconds or whatever to prevent accidental activation of the setup area. The next item is skip the splash screen. This bypasses the AbleLink intro. So let's show you how that works. Check the box, close it out. I'll shut down WayFinder, and you notice this time when we launch it, we won't get that introductory audio, music, and the splash screen. Goes straight to the routes.
Welcome to WayFinder. Tap on the picture that matches the
Now let's
trip.
go back into settings. All right, and the next item is the dynamic route travel button. This enables the community walkabout feature. I'm going to do another session on the dynamic route travel feature so you get a better understanding of that, but just to show you here, this is how you turn the feature on or off. So you just hit the check box, click the green check mark, and you'll notice down here there's a new icon on the screen. This is the community walkabout feature. As you scroll up and down your routes, that icon stays in the same place, and when you select that, that's how you launch a dynamic trip with WayFinder. And again, we'll talk about that more later. The next setting we'll take a look at here is on-foot travel. If you have a user that is not going to be riding in a vehicle like a bus or light rail train to travel, and instead all of their routes will be walking routes, then you can turn on the on-foot travel feature here, and that just simply saves battery usage to some extent. If there's even one route that the individual has that is going to be in a vehicle, then you don't want to change that setting. Just leave it as is. So those are some of the initial general settings. We'll talk about the rest of them in another session. Thanks a lot.